I wish I could come up with something better than what Frank said, but we're seeing the exact same things within HHS. Definitely the contracting, how you buy is an issue. How you bake in security and the expectations into those contracts is also an issue, to make sure that we do have the continuous monitoring, we do have the visibility into the cloud that we're putting our information in, so we can make sure it stays secure. I think in many cases what I've experienced is that from a cloud service provider and government perspective, we're speaking the same language from a security perspective, but we're using slightly different dialects. Right. We have a very kind of concrete way of doing things within the government, and that is sometimes lost in the documentation or the practices that we see, how security controls are implemented, things like that. So there's a translation and an education that has to take place that often isn't always taking place. And so I think HHS and its process has really taken a lot of time to sit down with the cloud service providers and walk through expectations and clearly articulate what it is we need out of this process.
Yeah. Challenges, the acquisition challenges, I'm sure, are, just the idea that you're buying a service now, and what does that mean, the ownership thing, and who buys the equipment, and what happens if the government doesn't get funded, and all those issues.
I would also say that the unbridled enthusiasm of potential cloud users also needs to be kept in check. It is it is great. It is a great resource to have, but as Frank mentioned, there has to be governance there. Right. And an authorization from FedRAMP or from HHS is getting you 80-90% of the way there, but there's still, as Tanya mentioned, some work that needs to be done.
Kind of like